Just moving, that's a little bit exciting. All right.
So Ziggy, you're starting?
Yeah.
So wait for Charlie.
Welcome back, listeners. In this episode, we have Mrs. Brennan, who we're going to interview.
Mrs. Brennan, can you tell us what you do and what's your role?
Sure, thank you, and so wonderful to join you. So I am Deputy Secretary with the Department of Education, and my role is to look after all of the schools in the north half of the state. And one of the best things in my role is to visit wonderful schools like Mudgee Public School, where we can see how amazing principals and teachers create wonderful learning environments for all of our students.
Thank you. Have you got a favourite memory when you're at school?
A favourite memory? Yeah. One of my favourite memories is when I was really disappointed about getting a result in an exam that I wasn't happy about. And the teacher, who really was very caring, said, don't be despondent, don't worry, I know you can do well. And that always stayed with me, so that when I became a teacher, I really wanted to make sure everyone knew that they could do well, even when it was a little bit tough.
And at that point, did you know what you wanted to be?
Yes, I always wanted to be a teacher from when I was very little. So I'm the youngest of 7 children, and so I always loved little kids because there were plenty of bigger kids in my family. And so I was just thrilled that when I left school, I got into teaching, and when I started teaching, I can't remember, I couldn't believe I was getting paid to do something that I loved so much. So it's a fantastic job. I hope you all become teachers too.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And where did you go to primary school?
I was brought up in a small country town very similar to Mudgee, a place called Tumut. It's in the southwest. It's also Wiradjuri country, and I lived on a farm, so I went to the school in Tumut.
Did you have a favourite teacher at that school?
I did. Her name was Mrs. Jeffries, and she was the teacher I had in Year 5. And she was just one of those people that, as a little girl, I thought, oh, you're so pretty, you're so nice. But also she was one who really encouraged me to do lots of interesting things.
And at your school, did you have any memories of any Year 6 farewells? That's what our topic for this podcast is all about.
When I was at school, we didn't have a Year 6 farewell. And I remember when I became a teacher and starting to teach in schools, and there were all of these wonderful things like Year 6 farewells, and I knew nothing about them. So I remember when I finished primary school, and I just walked to the bus, got on the bus and went home. And that was it.
Yeah. Did you have like a favourite excursion or something?
Okay, this will sound like a really weird example, but we had an excursion to the local cemetery. And the reason why I loved that was because my family had been in the Tumut area for a long time, and the biggest headstone belonged to my family, so it was just quite memorable but very unusual.
Yeah. Thank you. We really appreciate your time.
You're welcome, and congratulations on doing such an extraordinary work that in your leadership, but also taking on board these podcasts. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.